San Francisco 49ers cornerback Deommodore Lenoir has made quite the reputation for himself as an elite trash talker, and that has not changed. Obviously, after this game, and a big kind of thing that has happened has been highlighting Kyren Williams' comments that he made last year after the Rams swept the San Francisco 49ers, basically saying the Rams are the big brother now. And Deommodore Lenoir didn't like that too much. Also, Deommodore didn't like the fact that Kyren Williams pointed at him when he scored a touchdown and high-stepped into the end zone. I asked him. He jumped on Instagram Live. I said, "What are your thoughts on Kyren Williams?" And he gave me a wonderful, not very long, but just a on-brand Deommodore Lenoir quote. Take a listen to what he had to say right here.
He got a fat mouth. He shouldn't have been talking. Pointing at me. He pointed at me when he scored.
He's got a fat mouth. I love it. And I also love the fact that he took offense, because when you go back and you watch that clip, Kyren Williams, he's running into the end zone. You know, Deommodore isn't like in a position to make a play, but he's in the vicinity. You know, Kyren wasn't his guy, I don't believe. And, you know, Kyren runs by him. He's already in the end zone, and he turns back and he points at Deommodore Lenoir after the touchdown. And it's just kind of poetic a little bit, because obviously Kyren Williams made the biggest mistake of the game. They had the opportunity to really, you know, put the 49ers away, potentially, and he fumbled on the goal line. Alfred Collins punching him in the jaw, and that punch went through to the ball, and the ball comes out. Alfred Collins with the play of his life. But what I do love about this, man, is the rivalry, the in-division rivalry. So far, Deommodore Lenoir's called out JSN. Now he's calling out Kyren Williams. I love it. I love everything about it. You know, this is what it should be, man. This is football. This is, you know, I know everyone is friends, or a lot of players are friends, and there's a lot of crossover, you know, being past teammates, whether in college or other NFL teams. But there's something to say about bringing that old school, we hate those guys mentality, you know, to the NFL. Like, I love it. I personally, just as a fan, I love it. It gets me excited, because it does two things. You know, one, this is, whether you like it or not, this is a brand builder for Deommodore Lenoir. You know, I just think about when Richard Sherman was rising to prominence. You know, before we really knew how good he was on the field, we knew he was a good trash talker. And that's really what put the spotlight on him, for people to be like, well, this guy's talking, let's see if he can back it up. And then he goes out and he backs it up. I think Deommodore Lenoir is executing this strategy absolutely flawlessly. Of, you know, being able to say what you want to say, be able to talk a little trash. Again, he's not saying anything crazy or egregious. You know, he's just talking. He's yapping. And he's backing it up. And that right there, those two things of being able to put your money where your mouth is, that's how he's going to get more popularity. That's how he's going to gain more recognition nationally, as being a top cornerback. And I love it. I love it. And it just also stacks and continues to build the rivalry. Same old sorry-ass Rams. Like, we don't like the Rams. Never liked the Rams. Something about, you know, the Rams and the Seahawks. I know you can throw AZ in there. AZ has always been kind of like the little stepbrother of the NFC West. Like, yes, we don't like them. Yes, they've given us some bad losses. I think of the Colt McCoy whoop down, you know, at Levi Stadium. But there's just something different with the Rams and Seahawks rivalries. And so when you can pour a little bit of gasoline, sprinkle a little bit of extra sauce on these rivalries, it's just a lot more fun because, of course, the 49ers are going to face the Rams again. So we got the Rams one more time. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the Kyren Williams fumble. We're going to be talking about, Lenor's response to it. I love it, man. I love it. It's very important to also remember this is a game. It is a kid's game that's played for a king's ransom. And there's an entertainment value to it. Like, this is entertainment at the end of the day. Yes, it's very serious and important for the guys in the locker room and everyone who's involved with it. But for us on the outside, it's also entertainment. And I love the game within the game, as they say, getting in someone's head, because now Kyren Williams, what's going to be the interesting thing about this is next time the San Francisco 49ers and Rams play, he's going to be doing something. He's going to be thinking about this, and it could go two ways, right? You either stand on business or you fold. And so it's always just another fascinating element to the whole thing. But I love it. Honestly, I think with Deommodore, early on, it was kind of like, ooh, don't say that. Because I didn't necessarily know. I wasn't quite familiar with Deommodore Lenoir's game. And when I say that, I know what type of player Deommodore is. Like, we know that. I'm just saying the standing on business part of it. The ability to say something and then back it up that hadn't really been solidified yet early on in his career. And so when he first started, it was kind of like, ooh, like, I probably don't want to say that, bulletin board material. But it's gotten to the point where I'm not sure that Deommodore Lenoir hasn't backed up a single thing, or let me rephrase that. There hasn't been a point where Deommodore has said something and it's like fully come back and really blown up in his face. At least nothing that's coming to the top of my head. And so that's what gives you, at least in my opinion, the right to talk. And there are typical two positions that talk the most. It's always going to be cornerback. It's always going to be wide receiver. These guys are always going to be yapping at each other. So again, there's a lot of one-on-one situations, and if you can back it up and you can take care of business, I'm for it. I don't know what you guys think. That's just my thought process on it, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. So let me know what you think about Deommodore Lenoir's comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.